I'm live. Live? Well, I think so. Yeah. Is that it? No, not quite. I don't know if it's going to be. Anyway, got a new. Ooh, see ya. Right. Hey, turn it down a bit. Oh. There we go. How you doing, folks? So we're killing cancer one day at a fucking time. Okay. Look at this. I need to get this in the light. This is a blood electrifier. Okay. Connect it to my wrists. Yeah. And this is the Bob Beck experience. This is the Bob Beck protocol. Okay. It's puts pulses electric through your body at a certain frequency, and it helps neutralise and kill all the fucking pathogens and stuff that's in your body. It's really quite good, like. So give it a go, see how it works. I'll wait to make myself a cup of tea. I need to let it heat up a bit, it's too cold. Sit on there. Okay, so doesn't look very exciting. It's me making a cup of tea, yeah. Duh. So go and get milk. I think I'll take you a wee run up the road. Let you see what's going on in the village. Fancy a little world tour around here. Right, I need my that and that. Oh, take my phone with me. Come on now, let's go to shop. Come on now. Oh, here's a postie. Hold on, I'll wait for the postie first, in case I've got some in. Here he goes. Email. Nah. Email. Come on in. Let's go and get a buttery. A buttery shop. I haven't seen the text. What's the text here? Right, it's not letting me read the text. Oh, come on. Does that work? Oh, that worked it. Right, come on in. Let's have a look about it. Smart valve. It's something that happens up very often, is it? I've come out with my fucking jammy bottoms on. I'm not clever. A group of folk. There's a crowd of folk. What's that about? Gonna get a buttery. Does anybody know what a buttery is? You know what a buttery is?
Yes.
Parked, eh? Righty.
Thank you. Okay. I can always try something different. Yeah.
It is what I would like to say. Yes. Yes.
No.
Right, that's yours. This is what I call my...
Okay. Alright. Busy here? From the Tesco. Cheers, thanks dear.
Thank you, Michael.
Working. Oh, we're going, are we? Are we? What's happened here? I think it's working. The shop wobbly. Care. Is it fucking bucket day? Go and put my bucket out of there. Hang fire. Right, I got my batteries. This is a battery. Show you what a battery looks like. Look. See that, look. L battery. And that's it. That's a battery. That's breakfast. It's a lot. Up to the shop with the Beck machine and jammy bottoms on. There's one of shy. Killer dogs. Bye, buddy. Right. Fucking need it. Bit chilly, Kay. Got another cuppa. Fine, quack, quite easy. Lovely. So am I looking a bit better? How's that look? How's that looking for? How many days is that now? I think we're about halfway through it. Gonna go and get another check in about 3 weeks, see if it's advanced or if it's changed or if it's stopped any. I'm pretty sure it'll be gone. That's what we're praying for, that's what we're wishing for. It's not there, it's gone, disappeared. Positive fucking thoughts, okay? Got a pack of these, eh? That was really good. Ginger and garlic. Whole pack. Got the birch. And coconut oil. Manuka. Black seed oil. CBD. CBD. MMS. Dandelion and burdock. Kratom. This is kratom. Blushwood. Lich thin. Meer jars stuff here as well. Fucking cold. It's cold today. It's nice outside, but it's cold. So, I'm doing this Beck machine at the moment, where it puts currents, electric currents, through your arteries. It's at like 4 hertz, and it just pulses, cleans the blood. A lot of good reports about this. So I'm going to give it a go. I've been doing it every day. Try and get about an hour out of it. They say 20 minutes or so. Kind of enough. That bloody seat's damp out the back here. Shite. It's too damp. It's wintery coming on. Autumn. Best here. It's about the only bit I'm getting sun. So come on, let's go inside, see what it is. I've been meaning to come on. Oh shit, there's no flight in here. I've been meaning to come on for a while, but I just haven't really been up to it. You know, been feeling too ill, so it's good. No point going on looking ill. I want to be positive. I want to be totally positive and get the right impression, so I didn't come on. Plus I was a bit sore and sick, so being sick and in pain didn't really, it's not good for a live stream really. See what's on the telly. Well, YouTube. I just pulled the fucking things out my arm. Fucking idiot. I just pulled these off my arm. When you first switch it on, it fucking half doesn't dirl through you. Right. Let's see if I can find something for you to check up. This is a mobile here, so I don't care how good it is. It's difficult to type when you've got this thing on your hand. Bob Beck. Now hold on, if I do this right, I might be able to do this. That's good enough. Right, try this. If I do that, I should be able to send this to here. No wait, let's find a Bob Beck protocol for you. Bob Beck protocol. Now that should send that out of there. It should be Bob Beck. Here we go. We need sound to do it. I'm not hearing any fucking sound. What's wrong here?
Punt.
That does.
In this video, we introduce you to Robert C. Beck, a retired physicist who has used his
Can you hear that?
genius to bring us an innovative technology for health. We also offer you the experience of several health practitioners and individuals who have used the Beck protocol to better enjoy life's blessings. Enjoy this video featuring Bob Beck and the use of the Beck protocol, a program
Good sound.
for health.
My corn is green with red tassels. I am praying to the lightning to ripen my corn.
Okay, sorry. Fuck's sake, man.
I am praying to the thunder which carries the lightning.
Bit louder.
Corn is sweet where lightning has fallen. I pray to the 6 colored clouds.
Just go on with it.
Sensors with ultra sensitive magnetometers that I designed, I built, I engineered, I made the printed circuit boards. In the 60s, I read about this marvelous work that Dr. Joe Cornea had rediscovered of teaching people to control their own brain waves. And I got to know him, and he used my equipment in some of his classes. But I built, in late 1969, the best EEG electroencephalograph biofeedback equipment in the world. The unit was quite small, about the size of a pack of cigarettes. It worked on a single 9-volt battery. It would amplify all of the brain waves in a human being, and we trained hundreds of people to control their brain waves. It did lead me to the brain tuner, and it led me to many, many other things. The cranial electrostimulation, CES, got the nickname brain tuner. And an article was done in 1983 in Omni magazine saying this was the thing that was curing British rock stars who had heroin, cocaine, morphine addictions. And it worked perfectly. Peter Townshend of the Who, etc., was one of the first pioneers. The device I made works far faster and better and with less current than the original Patterson devices, although she had pioneered the work. I was given the Fetcher Foundation Award in 1990 for pioneering work in electromedicine. And I got the second Lifetime Achievement Award that I'd gotten this year from the USPA. And they told me, for goodness sake, come to the banquet and wear a tie, which I never wear ties. So they gave me the award in front of the whole crowd, and I was kind of embarrassed, but well, I had to get it. Thank you. What I'm doing now is the electrification of the blood, and I feel it's far, far more important to give a person back to himself, give him health.
The 4 parts of the Beck protocol are blood electrification, magnetic pulsing, drinking ionic colloidal silver, and drinking freshly ozonated water. There is considerable evidence for the use of electricity in medicine in both ancient and modern times. The scientific journal, Nature, published a letter from medical researchers proving white blood cells generate electricity.
You know, when you study the original naturopathic medicine and you read books of the early pioneers, you know, Graham and Thrall and Thomson and Nikola Tesla, electrical medicine was a paramount part of their protocols. So I've read about it from a long time. During the late 70s and through the 80s, electrical medicine started coming back into vogue. There's a number of different pieces of equipment on the market. I personally use the equipment from Dr. Bob Beck and his protocols. He's one of the foremost really aficionados of electrical medicine in the world today.
Blood electrification. The purpose of blood electrification is to rejuvenate the blood. Microcurrents of electricity neutralize disease-causing pathogens in the blood. For blood electrification, gentle electricity is applied over the arteries on the wrist.
I was listening to our local underground talk show, KPFK The Wizards. We learned that a Dr. Stephen Colley at Albert Einstein College of Medicine had invented a surefire cure for AIDS, and that there was a small write-up in Science News in the, I think it was March 1990 issue about this. Well, I pulled on my clothes, headed to the nearest library, and eventually found a copy. He had discovered that by putting a couple of small wires in a Petri dish that contained infected human blood and lots of HIV viruses, that he had fixed the viruses somehow so they could no longer attach to the receptor sites, the CD4, the T cells, thymus killer cells. So therefore they were neutralized and unaffected to reproduce themselves. Well, I was so fascinated by this because I'd been playing in electromedicine for many years that I had to try it. I didn't believe it. I thought maybe it was a false observation, or maybe he'd put so much current that he'd fried them and killed them and it would kill the human being. He was using only 50 to 100 microamperes. 50 millionths of an ampere was all it needed, and it later turned out to neutralize or eliminate every parasite, every fungi, every germ, every bacteria, every virus in the blood. And it had no effect, no bad effect on the normal blood cells. Well, we know that's happening now. And now I've been in it about 8 years. I thoroughly believe it. Dr. Colley, K-A-A-L-I, was the MD with another doctor at Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York, got a patent. And this is federal patent number 5738. Your arm is opened surgically, the ulnar artery is opened surgically, driven by a small transistor lithium watch battery, and this is implanted, sewn up, and you wear this for about a month till the battery runs down, and then your arm is opened surgically. This is taken out, sterilized, a new battery is put in it, and it's put in another arm or in your thigh or in vessels that go to your legs. When I did a patent search, people going back every few years, dozens of patents going back 107 years, describe the same process. For example, for sterilizing water before it's dumped into rivers. Same process. So Colley was not the first to do it. Now it occurred to me, isn't it far better to put more current into the outside of the body with no punctures so that you get the 50 to 100 microamperes flowing in the blood, and there is no surgery involved, no holes are put in the body. So this system, which we published the schematic on, is so much simpler, so much easier, so much cheaper.
So what I explain to people is that although the silver pulse we're talking about is where you apply the electrodes to the skin, gets the blood, shall I say, treated, the blood circulates through most of the body. There are parts of the body that don't have very good blood circulation.
And so we needed another device added to the menagerie, which would put an electrical charge, a back EMF, electromotive force, into the various tissues.
So pumping up here.
Maybe 256
along here.
Lymph nodes.
That's almost an hour I've been on it now.
Magnetic pulsing. Static magnets have a long history of use in healing. Today, research is proving the effectiveness of pulsed magnetic fields. As part of the Beck protocol, a magnetic pulse generator is used on specific body sites to create the necessary microcurrents in lymph nodes and tissues.
One day it occurred to me how I could save a few cents a day, and I put a coil that I'd wound on the strobe light that I was using on my own camera. And I found if you put a penny in a parking meter, you could get 6 minutes. But also the parking meters of that time were like wind-up clocks. They had a hairspring in them. When you turned the handle, it wound the clock. You could blow the hairspring out of a parking meter with a magnetic pulse. So I'd put a penny in and park all day for free. So I did that too. I hate to admit it, but I think the statute of limitations will cover me. That was the first use of the magnetic pulse generator. And that was a long time ago, 40 years ago.
With a magnetic pulsar, how does that work, you say? Well, simple physics again. A magnetic field imposed across an electrical conductor, fluids and bioelectric conducting, induces an electrical current flow. That's how electricity is generated, the power plant. Electrical wires and magnets, all interacting, cause electrons to flow, electricity. Well, so the magnetic field going through the tissues creates a small electrical current.
The magnetic pulsar, that's something that you would hold in your hand and put directly on the site of an infection, or the site of a lymph node that's swollen, or the site of a tumor, because we know it will denature that tumor.
Well, with the magnetic pulsar, we can zap or knock off these guys inside the teeth and just make dramatic differences in how people feel and function. Well, after I used the magnetic pulsar on my head and neck for a while, I noticed an abrupt increase in my ability to remember things. I can remember things now I couldn't before. And that was very impressive to me. Now, another thing which isn't obvious in the video is that I do have a problem with my left eye. Right now I have a cataract in this eye. And I've been working on it, and the cataracts have been coming down, getting better and better. And what I started doing was using the magnetic pulsar over the eye. And then the rate of decrease of the cataract, the rate of decrease increased. It got better a lot faster, noticeably faster. And so I think some of the reason that the pulsars work is indirect. By killing off a lot of the bugs, the body pH goes back into better balance, the body becomes less acidic, the tissue becomes less acidic, and it moves out of the environment range of certain microorganisms. In other words, if an organism can only live in an acid environment, now the environment is not acid enough, it simply can't live there very well, so it dies off. I think that's part of why these work, because of pH shifts. Remember I mentioned bacteria, for example, certain cultures have a negative charge to them. Well, one little bacterium, compared to this overwhelming pulse of electrical energy from the pulsar, strips off its charge, leaving it defenseless. If it's sitting there neutral, it cannot repel the immune system, and using can get it and destroy it. So that's another way I think that it works.
We now know that putting an electrical current into the blood will cause the blood cells to hold more oxygen. Well, that's what these new electrical devices are doing, is they're allowing the uptake of oxygen from red blood cells and from normal healthy cells.
We get things into cells better. That means we can, shall we say, hyper-nourish cells.
Drinking ionic colloidal silver.
At 4 o'clock one morning 3 years ago, I woke up with the perfect solution of how to make it.
Colloidal silver has a long history of use. Because of its antiseptic quality, silver is used in both air and water filters today. Ionic colloidal silver can easily be made at home.
Silver has been known for actually thousands of years. Silver was used, as an example, silver coin was used by the pioneers. If you got water and you were not sure that the water was clean, you would put a silver coin into the canteen or into the jug of water.
Silver colloid's been around for over 100 years. It used to be in pharmacies all over the country at the turn of the century. It was readily available. It's cheap.
So silver has been known as a universal antibiotic. Before 1939, it was the key antibiotic of choice.
So just knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
Freshly ozonated.
Have I knocked it off?
Yes.
How could I?
Power.
The power's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that?
Oh, you can't let it go on.
all pathogens are anaerobic, meaning they cannot live in the presence of oxygen. Well, when you put more oxygen in, that is only going to kill the pathogens. We know this is true because Otto Warburg, MD, is the only medical doctor in the history of medicine to win 2 Nobel Prizes for medicine in cancer research. He proved that cancer cells can only proliferate with the absence of oxygen.
And we later added ozone recently, O3, which is used all over Europe. 7,000 medical doctors in Germany alone use ozone as their first line of defense. Not antibiotics, but ozone. Since most diseases are anaerobic, they can't live in an oxygen environment. So now we have the detoxification phase under control.
Using the Beck technology, when I introduce people to the ozone, where they're actually drinking the ozonated water, the experience that people were getting from that one introduction, in addition to the basic antioxidants that I put them on, it was incredible. I can't even begin to tell you the energy that people were experiencing. Now, they were using the ozonator as much as twice and 3 times a day, where I would ozonate about 8 to 10 ounces of water. They'd drink it in the morning. They would again do it in the afternoon, right about that 1 o'clock time when it'd start to get really down, when our air pollution index is extremely high. And then they do it again in the evening at around 6 or 7. But within 3 days, we saw incredible things happen to people where all of a sudden they're getting their energy back, and the air pollution index hadn't changed yet. So I had confirmation by about the 10th or 11th patient. I said, we're getting results with this thing.
Now, it's a marvelous thing to do to the body because the oxygen from that O3 is a very, very potent form of oxygen. You don't breathe it, you drink it. It gets into all the cells in your body. It's carried by the hemoglobin in the blood, gets into your brain cells, your liver, your kidneys, helps detoxify you. So we put this all together and are giving it to the public so that people can take back their power.
Right.
They can take back control over their own health, the health of their families. So we think we're doing the right thing here.
You can eat yourself.
So I was helping them with different nutritional therapies. And at that time, I didn't have the Beck technology. And I always felt like something was missing. There was a piece of the puzzle
I've seen the
missing.
text all the time.
Because I could get people to a certain level of health using the nutritional therapies, but I could never get them to get over the hump where they weren't always codependent upon the nutritional supplements. And what it seemed to do is it seemed to catapult them 3 to 4 weeks further into the program, so they now were able to
got 4 ounce silver.
from the supplements, and they were also
I've got
getting
that.
better benefit from the food that they were eating. And through that technology, I've been able to expand my service for people and help them in many, many areas, from helping people with different viral infections, from simple herpes up to people suffering from HIV. Another area where I've had incredible success is in the area of people with fatigue, especially chronic fatigue, because no matter what the specific need is, the need is always to try and re-energize the body, bring the basic energy up, and at the same time try and reduce the amount of toxicity. And this type of therapy works at such a high level. I've never been so impressed by anything, and I've seen a lot of different types of therapy.
I use it on every cancer patient. So I have clients, I don't even use the term patient because they're doing their own modality. I'm giving them the tools, and the tools that work are the ones they use. So I will help them to learn, because naturopathic is an education. We're educating them, so we give them those tools. They take it home, and it's a very simple machine. It's very inexpensive. They take it home. They can use it.
Back in February of 1998, I had come down with some debilitating symptoms, which I later found out was Epstein-Barr virus and/or chronic fatigue syndrome. Basically, I was perfectly fine one day, and then the next day, I was bedridden. I had symptoms of extreme pain in my back, in my neck and my shoulders. I was tired all the time. I had problems with my joints popping. I was eating a lot. I was gaining a lot of weight, and the scariest of all was I was having problems with short and long-term memory loss. But for the most part, I was bedridden about most of the day, and at night I would go to bed at 8 o'clock and get up at 8 o'clock the next morning, and of course go right back to bed again. This impacted my family negatively as well. I had 2 children. This was about 3 years ago when this hit. My kids now are 11 and 9, and they felt cheated. They didn't have a mom, and I wasn't able to get up and make them breakfast in the morning. I wasn't able to take them to the store and buy them clothes or make them a nice meal. And my husband took over, and he really was tremendous through the whole thing. Chronic fatigue syndrome and Epstein-Barr, because they're not a medically well-defined disease, people just don't give it the same sort of appreciation that they might if somebody had cancer or if somebody, had 2 broken legs. And so it was very difficult for them. After I was diagnosed with the Epstein-Barr virus, the doctor told me that there was no cure for it. And there were times when I was very depressed because there really was no end in sight for me. I've always been a very high energy level person, so when this hit, it became a very devastating thing, but I was not going to allow it to take over, and I didn't. I pursued what I now refer to as a portfolio approach to cause and to treatment, and by that I mean that I tried many different things all at once. I was doing only organic foods. I was doing only vegetables, green leafy vegetables and other types of vegetables. I was doing osmosis water. I was purifying everything I was consuming. I also used magnets, and then eventually I also came into the Beck protocol. A friend of my mother's had used the Beck protocol, and she had raved about it, said she had tremendous benefit from it. She had fibromyalgia. I had outstanding results with the Beck protocol. The first thing I tried was the colloidal silver, and up until the time I tried the colloidal silver, I was having to go to bed about 8 o'clock every night, and I took a full glass of it, and I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning on that particular night. And keep in mind, I had been going to bed at 8 o'clock for the last year and a half, and so when this occurred, it was just totally remarkable. I also noticed in doing the colloidal silver that my immune system immediately started to improve. Now that I recall, also my hair started to come back in. During this whole process, my hair started to thin, and to the point of embarrassment. And taking the colloidal silver, I noticed, in fact, it was amazing because there were various periods throughout this whole last 3 years that I would go off the colloidal silver and go on, and every time.
So much easier, so much cheaper.
So what I explain to people is that although the silver pulse, we'll talk later, that's where you apply the electrode to the skin, gets the blood.
That's for making colloidal silver.
To most of the body. There are parts of the body that don't have very good blood circulation.
And so we needed another device added to the menagerie, which would put an electrical charge, a back EMF, electromotive force, into the various tissues. And we have maybe 256 lymph nodes.
Magnetic
Gets itchy.
pulsion.
Really itchy.
Static magnets have a long history of use in healing. Today, research is proving
That's an
the
hour, though.
effectiveness of pulsed magnetic
Snip bad.
fields. As part of the Beck protocol, a magnetic pulse generator is used on specific body sites to create the necessary microcurrents in lymph nodes and tissues.
One day it occurred to me how I could save a few cents a day, and I put a coil that I'd wound on the strobe light that I was using on my own camera. And I found if you put a penny in a parking meter, you could get 6 minutes. But also the parking meters of that time were like wind-up clocks. They had a hairspring in them. When you turned the handle, it wound the clock. You could blow the hairspring out of a parking meter with a magnetic pulse. So I'd put a penny in and park all day for free. So I did that too. I hate to admit it, but I think the statute of limitations will cover me. That was the first use of the magnetic pulse generator, and that was a long time ago, 40 years ago.
With a magnetic pulsar, how would that work, you say? Well, simple physics again. A magnetic field imposed across an electrical conductor, fluids the body electrical conducting, induces an electrical current flow. That's how electricity is generated, the power plant. Electrical wires and magnets, all interacting, cause electrons to flow, electricity. Well, so the magnetic field going through the tissues creates a small electrical current.
The magnetic pulsar, that's something that you would hold in your hand and put directly on the site of an infection, or the site of a lymph node that's swollen, or the site of a tumor, because we know it will denature that tumor.
Well, the magnetic pulsar, you can zap or knock off these guys inside the teeth and just make dramatic differences in how people feel and function. Well, after I used the magnetic pulsar on the head and neck for a while, I noticed an abrupt increase in my ability to remember things. I can remember things now I couldn't before. And that was really impressive to me. Now, another thing which isn't obvious in the video is that I do have a problem with my left eye. Right now I have a cataract in this eye. And I've been working on it, and the cataract had been coming down, getting better and better. And what I started doing was using the magnetic pulsar over the eye. And then the rate of decrease of the cataract, the rate of decrease increased. It got better a lot faster, noticeably faster. And so I think some of the reason that the pulsars work is indirect. By killing off a lot of the bugs, the body pH goes back into better balance, the body becomes less acidic, the tissue becomes less acidic, and it moves out of the environment range of certain microorganisms. In other words, if an organism is going to live in an acid environment, now that the environment is not acid enough, it simply can't live there very well, so it dies off. I think that's part of why these work, because of pH shifts. Remember I mentioned that bacteria, for example, certain cultures have a negative charge to them. Well, one little bacterium, compared to this overwhelming pulse of electrical energy from the pulsar, strips off its charge, leaving it defenseless. If it's sitting there neutral, it cannot repel the immune system, the immune system can get it and destroy it. So that's another way I think that it works.
We now know that putting an electrical current into the blood will cause the blood cells to hold more oxygen. Well, that's what these new electrical devices are doing, is they're allowing the uptake of oxygen from red blood cells and from normal healthy cells.
You get things into cells better. That means we can, shall I say, hyper-nourish cells.
Drinking ionic colloidal silver.
At 4 o'clock one morning 3 years ago, I woke up with the perfect solution of how to make it.
Colloidal silver has a long history of use. Because of its antiseptic quality, silver is used in both air and water filters today. Ionic colloidal silver can easily be made at home.
Silver has been known for actually thousands of years. Silver was used, as an example, silver coin was used by the pioneers. If you got water and you were not sure that the water was clean, you would put a silver coin into the canteen or to the jug of water.
The silver colloid's been around for over 100 years. It used to be in pharmacies all over the country during the century. It was readily available. It's cheap.
So silver has been known as a universal antibiotic. Before 1939, it was the key antibiotic of choice.
Freshly ozonating water. Ozone is nature's most powerful purifier. Ozone has been used extensively by the medical profession in Europe and Cuba. There is limited access to ozone treatment, however, in North America. The Beck protocol simply includes drinking water that has been freshly saturated with ozone. This increases oxygen and helps flush toxins from the body.
99.9% of all known pathogens are anaerobic, meaning they cannot live in the presence of oxygen. Well, when you put more oxygen in, that is only going to kill the pathogens. We know this is true because Otto Warburg, MD, is the only medical doctor in the history of medicine to win 2 Nobel Prizes for medicine in cancer research. He proved that cancer cells can only proliferate with the absence of oxygen.
And we later added ozone fairly recently.
Do you want to go and see if we can find up where
Which is used all over Europe. 7,000 medical doctors in Germany alone use.
Can I go and have a hunt for some wild lettuce?
Line of defense.
I believe there's some in Huntley. So I'm going to get a bag and we're going to go and have a look and see if we can find some. Do you want to come along for the view? Will I take the, will I do it live? Will I take this wee man and just go? Because I can do that. If anybody's keen for it, say it in the chat and I'll do it.
Introduction. In addition to
Good idea.
the basic antioxidants that I put them on, it was incredible.
Wild lettuce and buttery, aye.
Energy that people were experiencing. Now, they were using the ozone as much as twice and 3 times a day.
I'm away to try and find the lettuce. I'm away to go and get it just now. Okay, let's go. I'll get my jacket on.
At 1 o'clock time when it start to get really down and when our air pollution index is extremely high. And then they do it again in the evening at around 6 or 7. But within 3 days, we saw incredible things happen to people where all of a sudden they're getting their energy back and the air pollution index hadn't changed yet. So I had confirmation by about the 10th or 11th patient. I said, we're getting results with this thing.
Now, it's a marvelous thing to do to the body.
I need a bag.
Oxygen from that ozone.
I'll take this off now.
Is a very, very potent form.
That's been
you don't breathe it. You drink
an hour and 10 minutes.
It gets into all the cells in your body. It's carried by the hemoglobin in the blood. Gets into the brain cells, your liver, your kidneys. Helps detoxify you. So we put this all together and are giving it to the public so that people can take back their power. They can take back control over their own health, the health of their families. So we think we're doing the right thing.
Where's my fucking thingies?
So I was helping them with different nutritional therapies, and at that time I didn't have the Beck technology, and I always felt like something was missing. There was a piece of the puzzle missing, because I could get people to a certain level of health using nutritional therapies, but I could never get them to get over the hump where they weren't always codependent upon the nutritional supplements. And what it seemed to do is it seemed to catapult them 3 to 4 weeks further into the program, so they now were able to get a better benefit from the supplements, and they were also able to get a better benefit from the food that they were eating. And through that technology, I've been able to expand my service for people and help them in many, many areas, from helping people with different viral infections, from simple herpes up to people suffering from HIV. Another area where I've had incredible success is in the area of people with fatigue, especially chronic fatigue, because no matter what the specific need is, the need is always to try and re-energize the body, bring the basic energy up, and at the same time try and reduce the amount of toxicity. And this type of therapy works at such a high level. I've never been so impressed by anything, and I've seen a lot of different types of therapy.
I use it on every cancer patient. So I have clients, I don't even use the term patient because they're doing their own modalities. I'm giving them the tools, and the tools that work are the ones they use. So I will help them to learn, because naturopathic is an education. We're educating them. So we give them those tools. They take it home, and it's a very simple machine. It's very inexpensive. They take it home. They can use it.
Back in February of 1998, I had come down with some debilitating symptoms, which I later found out was Epstein-Barr virus and or chronic fatigue syndrome. Basically, I was perfectly fine one day, and then the next day, I was bedridden. I had symptoms of extreme pain in my back, in my neck and my shoulders. I was tired all the time. I had problems with my joints popping. I was eating a lot. I was gaining a lot of weight. And the scariest of all was I was having problems with short and long-term memory loss. But for the most part, I was bedridden about most of the day, and at night I would go to bed at 8 o'clock and get up at 8 o'clock the next morning and of course go right back to bed again. This impacted my family negatively as well. I have 2 children. This was about 3 years ago when it hit. My kids now are 11 and 9, and they felt cheated. They didn't have a mom, and I wasn't able to get up and make them breakfast in the morning. I wasn't able to take them to the store and buy them clothes or make them a nice meal. And my husband took over, and he really was tremendous through the whole thing. Chronic fatigue syndrome and Epstein-Barr, because they're not a medically well-defined disease, people just don't give it the same sort of appreciation that they might if somebody had cancer or the doctor told me that there was no cure for it. And there were times when I was very depressed because there really was no end in sight for me. I've always been a very high energy level person, so when this hit, it became a very devastating thing. But I was not going to allow it to take over. And I didn't. I pursued what I now refer to as a portfolio approach to cause and to treatment. And by that I mean that I tried many different things all at once. I was doing only organic foods. I was doing only vegetables, green leafy vegetables and other types of vegetables. I was doing osmotic water. I was purifying everything I was consuming. I also used magnesium, and eventually I also came into the Beck protocol. A friend of my mother's had used the Beck protocol, and she had raved about it, so she had tremendous
sicky feeling.
benefits on it. She had fibromyalgia. I had outstanding results with the Beck protocol. The first thing I tried was the colloidal silver.
Right. Come on in, let's go. There you go. Oh, fucking smoke. Fuck's sake, stop doing that, you stupid bastard, I think. It must have disconnected and I just thought I went offline. Again, it's getting worse. Come on, you fucking thing. Right, we're off to Huntley, Leroy, on the wild lettuce hunt. We're going to try and find some lettuce. Take it back, process it, and see if we can get some peas. Hopefully. flying over the place. So, oh, for fuck's sake, will you fucking stop flying, you stupid bastard? Sorry about the language. Cunt. Fuck's sake. My phone, when I show my text at the same time, it's awkward. I've got to hide it. Let's roll. Okay. Oh, I'm on the fucking road. I know. It's a no bad day today. It's a bit cold, but it's a nice day. I like it. Speak, should I? Should I say something? I'm quiet. Fucking too busy thinking. Too busy thinking of what I'm going this. Right, so I've got the pictures out and stuff like that. It should be easy enough to find. I've heard reports that are doing beside the graveyard, so I'm going to want to have a look down there. If there's any luck finding it there. I don't know how far to go if it's near there. So it should be a good chance of finding something there. Fucking traffic's chronic. Traffic. pull in, for fuck's sake, man, you fucking knobhead. Look at all the bits you can pull in at. Fuck me. Come on. So, let's go. Come on, it would have been near Buckmanoo, man. Fuck's sake. Oh. This is a joke. Oh, you finally decided to call in. Fucking knob. Took your time. Road rage! Fucking hell. Well, it's a lovely autumn day in Scotland. The sun is shining. It's a bit frosty. There's nothing coming another way, on you go, man. Nothing comes that way, it's a one-way street. You crazy fucking wanker, man! What the fuck was that about? It's a fucking road to get doing back of there again. Apart from just out of there, I suppose. Ah, fuck, I'll just jump over that hill. Okay, right. Put that in there. Fuck here already, look. Who the fuck's that? Come on now. Threw up by there, look. Right, put it on here. Maybe somebody might be able to spot it when we're going. We're on the hunt for wild lettuce. It's near looking fucking promising. Let me get the text. What is it? Camera's froze. Stop being a fucking dick. Come on then, where is it? It's got to be about here somewhere. Maybe that wifey's come down and picked it up. Raspberries. Went in. It's actually in blood. It's alright, isn't it? I've got a seed stuck in my tooth. Like, here's red ones here and all, look. Oh no, they're blocked. They're just need block here. Should have been doing here early. No, that's not edible. It's not edible at all. I don't think. Seem to have a problem finding this fucking shit. Check this. Wow. Soaking. That's massive, man. Hello, doggies. Hello, doggies. Hi.
Hi.
It's a puppy. Look. What's that in there? That goes right underneath. Wow, the fuck does this go? That goes all up top there. Oh, look, there's light up the top. Ooh. Ooh, look what I found. Holy fuck. There's fucking bots. Fucking hell. Let me turn off my flash now. That was weird. covered in shit now. I found a fucking cave thing. Come on, wild lettuce, where are you? Could have went down that way. We'll come back that way. Oh wow. Just looking for little yellow flowers on the top. We should spot them. There's a wee orchid in there, look. Lovely. At least you're getting a Scottish walk. Fuck, I just ain't seen it. It's a swamp. No, this is fucking shitty. I can throw the bucket of meadows here. Oh, that's a bucket of meadows. Come on now. I thought there would have been fucking something down here. Loads of nettles and that there. Some here. It's such a sort of foresty area. Natural. That's rather annoying. I thought I would have found some. Oh well. No, we're not hearing much luck. Fuck's sake. Back upon the main road now. Well, that was pretty upsetting. Nothing found yet. It's very much luck. Look at this, look. What Baller's doing to stop you if you're going through it, kid. Just to stop you if you break the rules. Don't get a D. Look, put out here. How's that going to work? How's that going to stop anybody? You just drive round here and come on it. Stay point. Stupid. This is their idea of safety. As if folk will just use that. Well, you can't go in there, look, it's a pathy. You need to look like going to grass. So we'll just put the blocks on the pathy and it'll stop you. Aye, aye. Sun is shining. So we need to lock on our wild lettuce hunt. seems like it's all been picked or it's just not the right place for it, which is kind of upsetting because I was quite sure there was some here. Ah, dear. Weather is sweet. Weather bad, Graham. Weather's not too bad, bud. I usually find it with the grass. I usually find it with the grass, but also I don't think it's flowering. Oh shit! What are you saying? I don't think it's flowering right now. Fuck. Goodness, I can't read my fucking text. It just keeps jumping off the screen all the time. Stupid phone. It's getting bent. Yo Des, how you keeping? Who's that? Dill, who's asking? I'm not too bad. Not too bad. Kind of standard reply in it when somebody asks how you doing. You always go, ah, not bad, not too bad. The reality is far from it, like, but that's what you always say. It's the truth, though. How many people do you walk up to and you go, ah, I feel like, man, how you doing today? I'm fucking shit. I feel like crap, man. Oh, alright. Doesn't it go like that, does it? Everybody else goes, hello, how you doing? No bad. Oh, good, it's good to see you. Keeping fine. Ah, no bother. Oh, good, good. Blah, 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 blah. How are you working? Oh, I'm good. You liking it? Good pie? Oh, and maybe not. It's not true, is it? It doesn't work like that all the time. Come up to me and ask me how I'm doing and say, I'm fucking shit. I feel like crap. Fucking spewing all the time. But I say it arse. Like some fucking nigger's been ramming it in me all night. Shocking. You didn't expect that kind of response, do you? Am I getting improvement? Well, it's hard to tell really. I've been sick enough a lot. I'm in pain quite a lot, so I take medication for the pain. I would maybe say the pain's maybe a little bit less at times. Don't know if that's a good thing. I've had some itching. I'll put it on this. I've had some itching. It's been feeling kind of itchy. Which, going by everything else that I've went by, Ken, when someone gets itchy, it's kind of a sign that it's getting better. So, maybe something happening there that's getting better, it's getting itchy. Either that or like fucking crabs or something. So, on a plus side, aye. I think I've got about another 3 weeks to go, and I'll go and ask for another scan and see if we're any further forward, see if it's improved any. But I'm a bit dubious about this, you know. No wanting any more fucking body pharmaceutical ones, should I say. So, but I'll get about 3 weeks, have another look at it, see if it's see what the prognosis is, see if it's getting better or worse, or they moved, or what's happened. Because according to NHS, I'd have been lying on the table just now, getting blasted with chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and I would have been in a really bad way. I mean, I'm being sick anyway, you know, so being sick and in the pain I'm in, I can't imagine how bad I would be if I had chemotherapy and radiotherapy on top of that. I'd be in a fucking right state, you know? I'd be wanting to die. So I did the right thing, blanking it off now. And I'll just have to wait and see what they say. I won't go back. Someone to sort this fricking out. That's a stupid fucking thing coming again. Fuck off. Thing I want to tell